Well, Jason at 4 can't rest on Sunday neither. Gots to report the news, the real news, not the fake propaganda. Now, you know, if I had a 5-ounce silver round, you know, nice little big ones, for every time I heard the words Baltic Dry Index or Shipping Index has crashed to an all-time record low, I'd have me quite a bit of silver, because it keeps breaking records. Shipping, intercontinental shipping, has almost all but dried up. Just horrible. So I wonder how trucking, another form of shipping in the United States, is doing very recently. Well, let's turn to silver doctors and them via, I guess, Zero Hedge to find out. Devastating 48% collapse in trucking orders, the backbone of the U.S. trade infrastructure and logistics. Should one be concerned by this precipitous drop? Too much applause. You no doubt heard President Obama take aim at all the fearmongers out there during his State of the Union address a couple of weeks ago. And I believe he said, the United States of America right now has the strongest, most durable economy in the world. Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction. Fiction? As we and other fiction writers, researchers, and analysts have repeatedly warned in recent months, the United States has clearly entered recession, if not worse. But don't take our word for it. Here's the reality of the situation, as reported by Zero Hedge. Pay attention to the red lines, it says. And there's a little chart here that I'll hold my phone up, I guess, to kind of let you see that in a second. So it says it's probably nothing. January truck orders collapsed 48%. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. We have previously shown just how bad the situation in the U.S. heavy trucking space, trucks with a gross weight of over 33,000 pounds, was most recently in U.S. trucking has not been this bad since the financial crisis article, in which we looked at November data and found that Class 8 truck net orders at 16,475 were 59% below what it was a year ago, and the lowest level since September 2012. This was the weakest November order activity since 2009, and was a major disappointment, coming in significantly below expectations. All of the OEMs, except one, experienced unusually low orders for the month. For those who missed the proverbial wheels falling off the heavy truck, so to speak, the charts below do the situation justice. So that's 2015. Yeah, essentially from top to bottom, it's basically 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you can see the red one is the, most recent. And it's terrible. It's bad. Not looking good at all. So with 2015 in the history books, and as we start 2016, where the base effect was supposed to make the annual comps far more palatable, we just got the latest January data. In short, the drop continues to be one of great recession proportions, manifesting in yet another massive 48% collapse in truck orders in the first month of the year, as demand appears to have gone in a state of deep hibernation. From Reuters, U.S. January Class 8 truck orders fell 48% on the year. Preliminary data from freight transportation forecaster showed, indicating that 2016 could be another weak year for truck makers. FTR estimates that orders for the heavy trucks that move goods around America's highways totaled 18,062 units in January. This follows on from a full-year decline in 2015 of nearly 25% to 284,000 units from 276,000. It's not looking to be a strong year for the market, FTR Chief Operating Officer Jonathan Starks said in a statement. Amid uncertainty over U.S. economic growth. What do you mean over uncertainty? Didn't you hear what Obama just said? Uncertainty over U.S. economic growth. What are you, a fiction writer as well? And a lackluster performance for retailers in the fourth quarter, trucking companies have been holding back on buying new models. As a reminder, unlike trains, which one can say are used to transport oil and coal, Class 8 trucks make up the backbone of U.S. trade infrastructure and logistics. What they represent is both domestic and global trade, or in this the devastating collapse thereof. Should one be concerned by the precipitous drop? Absolutely not. As the Federal Reserve certainly would say, it's probably nothing, and blame it on the cold weather. I don't think that's got any damn thing to do with the trucking sales collapse whatsoever. Nah. We got a strong economy. Non-farm payroll comes out today, which is Friday, but this video's for you on Sunday. Does it really matter? Because if the numbers are good, they'll post them, and then, as they always do, a month or two or whatever it is later, oh, we have a revision on the non-farm payroll stats that we released a couple months ago. And when you take that number into consideration, it sucks. But the market's already rallied on the first news, and the media doesn't want to parade the new, real news about what just happened, which is a major revision, which makes the numbers look terrible. Nope, so the markets won't rally, or won't fall, like they should, if this is a real market and real news makes markets move. Why don't the markets move when that news comes out? Because no one wants to really talk about it. So, if Mr. Obama was right and the United States has the most powerful, strongest economy, why do we have to have numbers that come out that are continuously revised every damn time? And it doesn't matter if it's the non-farm. It could be the jobless number. It could be anything, that any numbers they give out, there's a damn revision later on, and it's almost never to the upside. Oh, but revision. We had 300,000 jobs created, as if that really happened anyways. We have to revise that a couple months later to 350,000. No. We had $300,000 jobs. Well, you posted a couple months ago, and we got to revise that down to 210,000 revision. So you have to ask yourself, if you're continually revising month or 2, 3 months later, how can you never get the damn thing right to begin with? What data did you all of a sudden re-look at 2 to 3 months later and said, oh, you know, we made a mistake? Internal investigation that we do every time we post the numbers reveals a mistake. We've got to revise them down. What was that song I always like to refer to on that? Double Vision. Is that Foreigner sings that? Ooh, double revision. It's supposed to be double vision. Double revision is more like it. Unbelievable. They will just lie to your face and lie to your face and lie to your face. Meanwhile, they are absolutely gearing up for the collapse of the paper debt system worldwide. That's why these Trans-Pacific Partnership agreements, trade agreements, and all this crap's going on. Because we want to make sure we got some deals in place when this puppy blows. Because some of the world ain't going to like us. Matter of fact, the whole lot of the world ain't going to like us. Because they're going to look at us like we were responsible for the whole damn thing. And in case you're wondering, we are. Everything that happens, economy, price value of other countries' currencies, their dollars, the price of oil, commodities across the world. Who sets the price? Does Russia set the price? No. Does OPEC and the oil company? No, no, and no. The United States markets, COMEX market, sets the price. The Forex market, we control it too, sets the price. So yes, when people do point the fingers at us later on after they've been experiencing some pain, like I would imagine Venezuela and Brazil is doing right now, Argentina as well, probably pointing the finger at us right about now anyways. But we have a whole lot more other countries that will be doing the same. And they may say, we don't want to trade with you anymore. So let's get them to sign the agreement in advance, some of them, the Trans-Pacific Partnership and some other nonsense trade agreements, which of course are going to end up costing hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of American jobs by default automatically. But we want to get them signed now. We want that agreement signed now so that when the collapse happens, we can kind of rebuild and have some kind of trade partners. At least that's the theory. But if they want to roll out their new world currency, and according to the 1988 Economist magazine, elite Rothschild-owned company, it says that the new world currency is set for 2018. So expect some more crises on our way to 2018, so that we can all collectively across the world agree we tried this paper money thing which was backed by nothing. We made a mistake, caused a lot of loss in jobs and hardship for all of the citizens across the world, except for the elite and our minions. But everybody else, sorry about that. We're going to now go to this new currency, whatever they decide to call it. It's going to be used worldwide, and it will be backed by precious metals. As I've said before, there's not a chance in hell that everyone's going to just accept another paper fiat Ponzi scheme as currency after the devastation that has occurred. Now, you may be looking at this, well, what? I'm really saying devastation. Yeah, here, you're right. But every other damn country on the face of this whole planet Earth is experiencing some major financial pain and dollar devaluations of epic proportions. Meanwhile, our dollar, we're the most indebted nation on the face of the freaking earth, but our dollar is still going strong as hell. Please explain that. How is the most indebted person, if you will, the most indebted person have the strongest credit? If you know, picture that. Can't pay their bills, have to borrow money continuously, owe the most money, and borrows the most money out of everybody else. You, on the other hand, haven't been too bad. You haven't been borrowing nearly as much. You don't spend nearly as much. But they got the best credit. Your credit sucks. You would stand back and say, now how the hell is that possible? You guys are borrowing more money that you can't pay back. You already owe more money that you can't pay back. And you're continuing to borrow even more money than ever before. And you've got the best credit rating. Meanwhile, mine keeps sucking and getting worse. Right? That's what you would ask yourself. You would know immediately. This is you guys. You're in cahoots with the rating agencies. So you're the credit rating agencies, man. You must know them or something. Because how the hell are you able to pull this off? That's exactly what our country's doing with the currency. Our dollar is the strongest of all of them. Other ones are failing miserably, devaluing out of control. Venezuela, as I just did the video, worse than terrible, preparing for over 700% hyperinflation for this year and next year, I guess. United States, still going strong. That's because we control everything through our Wall Street markets and the COMEX market. You can consider that Wall Street, that's part of them. That's how. That is how. These paper contracts set the price of everything. What the hell world do we live in? Piece of paper sets the price of the actual asset itself, rather than the asset standing on its own and having its own price based off of what someone wants to pay for it and what someone wants to buy it for, sell it for. Instead, we have these paper contracts that people are buying and selling, which are just bets on a bet, right? A bet on the price of this asset. And if you have a massive amount of these piece of paper betting back and forth, that's what's setting the price of the damn thing. But it's just paper. It's not the thing. It's not the asset. So if you can just keep printing more paper and then do massive sell orders to your right hand and they buy them to push the price down, you can control the price. You need the price to rise? No problem. We'll hold back. We won't sell any right now. We'll let the regular market take over. Oh, all of a sudden prices start rising immediately. Boom. Okay, that's enough. Oh, they keep rising. What are we going to do? We'll just sell a nice little portion of it. It's all computerized. They know exactly who has what contracts, open positions, closed positions, who's short, who's long. They have all the information because it's in their system. Oh, we know we need to sell 10,000 gold contracts immediately to cause a waterfall drop. Each contract, it represents 100 ounces. This is an example. And that'll push the price back down to where we need it. No problem. Right hand sells to the left hand buys them up. It's all computerized. They're not on the phone. JP Morgan, this is Bozo from Citigroup. Listen, at 11 o'clock today, we need to sell about 15,000 gold contracts. We need you to buy those up at such and such price. Okay, take care. No. It's all computerized. The right hand sells to the left hand and buys it. Left hand sells back to the right hand and buys it. And when you have a government's money, like the United States, you have unlimited power, unlimited funding to deal with this. As a matter of fact, I would even venture and say, as absurd as this may sound to some, this isn't going to sound absurd at all to some others. They don't even have to buy the contracts. They just print them out of thin air, and then all of a sudden they're on the computer system as some new contracts, paper, and they're buying and selling them with money that doesn't even exist in either contract, in either right hand or left hand, so to speak's account. They just have digital money, fake money, and they're gonna sell order, buy order. Yep, everything's good, and there's no real money being involved. It's all rigged. It's all computerized. It's simple. You have a fake account, but there's billions of dollars of fake, non-existent money in there. Other account, same thing. And all of a sudden you just buy these contracts. Too many contracts that other people bought. We can't control the market. They've got too many in their hands. That's alright. All of a sudden you wake up the next day, we've got hundreds of thousands of new contracts in our account, ready to go. How would anybody be able to audit that or know that even happened? If the entity that controls and runs the whole system is doing it, how would you or me or an investor or a hedge fund or anybody know that someone just got a whole hundreds of thousands of these contracts just appeared out of nowhere in their account, and now they can push the market again? You would never know. You would never, ever know. The only way to find out would be to file a lawsuit against the security or New York Stock Exchange and the COMEX, maybe, both of them, and then say, okay, on these time span, these days, see all this volume, we want to see who sold to who, because that's the only way you'll get it in a lawsuit. You'll be able to get it during discovery and some other processes of the court case to figure out who sold to who. And then I guarantee if that happened, you would look at the data and see it so blatantly in your face. You would then look at the CFTC, the regulators, the Security Exchange Commission, and say, what do you mean you've been looking into this in all these years and have never seen anything, especially at the COMEX? Silver rigging. Every time there's something comes up, you investigate it, and nothing to see here. Everything's fine. It's just blatant. Who owns all these contracts? We just found out. And who sells them to who? They keep buying them. They have them, then they sell them back. Then they have them, and they sell them back to them. And they own the lion's share of these contracts. What do you mean? You haven't seen anything wrong here. Well, the truth of the matter is, we're a government agency, right? Yes. We have to pretend we're regulating the market, when in reality, we know it's rigged because we can't have any competition to the US dollar, at least not yet. So we allow this to continue because this is a program. This is part of the United States national security issue, Your Honor. We can't speak about it, but it's known and it's legit. Now, they would never say that in court. They would just fight it. No, it's this, it's that. Because even that, they wouldn't want to get out to the public. But it would take a lawsuit to do that. And I'm actually quite shocked, honestly, like very shocked, that someone with a couple of dollars hasn't filed such a lawsuit. Just go to the CFTC. You can file a lawsuit against them, not doing their job. No, it's blatantly manipulated. You already got evidence from Andrew Maguire. That's solid. He told them when the market would be rigged 2 or 3 times in a row, spot on. That's enough to let you know it's rigged. But the CFTC, we didn't find anything. Investigation closed. You could focus on that and find out just who sold what to who, when, and how much. And that would tell the story. That would be the breaking news that came out of the lawsuit. And I can't believe nobody has done it, honestly. It's incredible. If I was rich, I would hire a lawyer immediately and say, go handle this. Take care of this. And I'd make sure, as best I could, this lawyer ain't part of the club. By the way, are you a Mason? You Freemason? No? Okay. Alright, good. You know any bankers? Any heads of banks? Anyone in the financial industry? Yes? Okay. Thanks for your time. No thanks. Next one. Same questions. Oh, you don't know? No. Great. You're my guy. So, anyways, 2016 does not look like a good year so far. Take care.